Hi, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to design a necklace using this beautiful handmade artisan pendant that I have here available. I'm not so sure. I think this is polymer clay, but I'm not so sure. But they are they are pretty. They are handmade. I bought them from a Facebook group. This is Amazonite, I believe, the Gemstone, and this is polymer clay, is what I think. Or metal clay, I'm not so sure. So that's that. So I am going to design according to this. So I am actually designing a jewelry set for a jewelry making fun collab. So the challenge is to use certain color combinations, like it involved amethyst, gray, lilac, blue, and so forth and so on. um, so I was like thinking this would be the perfect steel blue or such as that. So this would be perfect for that. So I chose this pendant and then I went about picking the beads for it. And these three beads, I am not so sure I will be able to use this because it's very small. And these are the beads this is from Sam's Bead Box. If I'm not mistaken, it's I think not the Broadway bound but the October box. So that's what I believe I took these two from, and these as well from. So I and it is gonna be not a necklace for sure. And I picked out this 8 seed beads for our project. This is transparent rainbow frosted amethyst. So it's kind of, I mean, I wanted this color per se, but I didn't have in my stash that color in 8 or 6. So that's what I was expecting for, but I didn't have that. So I picked this. And also I picked this. This is Labradorite matte gemstone. That's what it says. So I have never seen Labradorite in this form, but it is that. So I thought maybe I will need this as well. So that's what my thought process for now is. So let's get into designing. Then I will be able to know exactly what I will use and what I won't use. This is glass seed beads and this is gemstone beads. um so and also the medium which I'm going to use to string these beads is going to be a string and not be bead stringing wire. So this is beautiful. We can include that. Even this one, in this there is a couple of them which is blue and purple. That seems to be nice. I'm not so sure whether I'm going to use it or not, but I just want this to be available to me if I decide to use it. So I'm going to use Eslon card in this gray color, which I really think that it will complement this project, is what I was thinking. So let me just I mean, you will have to apply glue at the end of the Eslon to make it stiff so that you can add beads to it, because this is not Chinese knotting cord. You cannot melt it and form a string or so. So you would need glue for that. So let me grab my glue and a Ziploc, or I was having, okay, this will do. So this is bead stringing glue. There is hypo cement and this is beadalon bead stringing glue. Both are same. You can use either one of them, or whichever glue you have, jewelry making glue you have available in your stash will do. So squeeze some. Drench that turn it around and do it if you want to. Let that dry for some time so that it becomes nice and stiff for us to pick up the beads. I'll come back then. So I cut about say 8 feet of Eslon cord, and then I applied glue on both the ends. So oops, not this one. So that's what I did. 8 feet is maybe a little bit too much, but I really don't want to. In this project we cannot add cord, so it's better to have a little bit more than less. So this one has come out really nicely. This one is not so much, but still it's stiff enough. So hold both ends together and find the midpoint of this cord. Okay, and then pull this through and then put it through the loop and put both the ends through the loop that you created and pull that through. So that's a lark's head knot. Actually it's behind, so let's just do it one more time. So put the loop from the front to the back, okay, and then take the two ends inside and then pull that through. Now it is in the front. So that's a lark's head knot. Okay, so that's that. So now we have two cords to work with. So one side of the cord, I'm gonna dump some of my seed beads right here. Okay, these are 8 Toho round, and then I don't know, maybe this is a good one. That means the focus will be on this or this. I mean, I think I will take the smaller beads, the 4mm, and see how it goes. If I'm not happy, then I will use the 6mm. So definitely I don't want to use the 8mm. So now I want to add a seed bead first. Okay, just to make sure we add the seed bead first, then down, just like that. Okay, and then we have to come up with a pattern, right? So seed bead, then probably the gray, then the blue. So you want to figure this out. You want this blue to be ideal or that blue to be ideal. It's totally up to you. Maybe a seed bead every other bead. So let's just figure out what we like. Sorry, I dropped the bead. So here we go. Instead of that, what we can do is just see what I have here. Some wire of choice. So that'll be easier to work with rather than, figuring out the pattern here on the strand, right? So like this is good. Maybe a bead stringing wire will be a good idea. So here we go. I have some bead stringing wire here. So let's just see how we like the pattern. So whenever you crochet or something like that, you just make a small swatch and then see if you like that, and then The similar way we're going to do with these. So here we go. This is a pattern. Oops, I did the gemstone. I want to do the gemstone. And then the glass beads. So I kind of didn't like it that much. I want a pop of silver right there because this is gonna be very dull. So here I have some 8 of seed beads in silver color because this color combination is good, but only thing is it needs a little bit of, pop right there. So this is not what I like. Maybe not even the gray. Maybe I should let go of this seed bead. So just this and the labradorite. And then, so I don't have that many of these small beads, so I should be mindful of that. So what I can do here is randomly we can also choose, right? Hi friends, so I came up with a pattern, but I don't like this single pattern because we are going to knot in between. So I would like something like this. So something like this is what I want. So I separated all the beads, separated it into 2 sections. Okay, 2 equal parts. So first of all, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to anyways start with the smallest bead, a gemstone bead. Okay, it's gonna be an asymmetrical necklace is what I believe. I don't want a symmetrical necklace. I didn't like the idea. I didn't like that fact. So it's a hand knotting technique, but if you want you can use the tweezers. So for now it's okay. See that? The knot is right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna, as I said, I'm gonna do a random pattern. I mean an asymmetrical necklace. Not random but asymmetrical, right? So I would do a section of gray and then a section of blue, kind of is what I feel. Then I'm going to pick up couple of seed beads. Not again. 3 seed beads. So after the gray I wanted a silver element, so I'm doing this. Make an overhand knot, make a loop, take the end of the cord, go through the knot. You can also use your tweezers or tweezer nose pliers for this. Put the tweezers in between inside that loop that you created, and then hold where you want the knot to be. Pull this cord, then you will get the knot where you want to sit, and then push it with your pliers. See that? See, this is a Lakshar knot, so that's why it's keep on moving. But the knot after the seed beads are right there where it wanted to be, right? So that's what we want. So now I'm gonna add some blues. So I'm gonna work with this one first. I'm gonna add a blue and try an overhand knot. Okay, this is a hand knotting technique. that also you can use. I'll let you guys know one more time about that, but as I said, it's totally up to us. So I'm just gonna add a couple of them, then I'm gonna switch. So one side will predominantly have blues, the other side will predominantly have grays. Okay, so then I shift it to the glass bead. Then I can add these A2 seed beads as well. 3 sets. Not 3 sets, 3 beads and 2 seed beads in between. See? I kind of like it. And then again, I'm gonna knot. See that? I make a knot, put my index finger in the knot, and just kind of tighten that up. And then hold this knot between my fingers, and then kind of pull that cord down. So that's also a way to hand knot. That's that. Don't worry about this. This will keep on coming, but you can pull this side and then it will get short. Eventually we can do that. Don't worry about that right now. So for now, I like this pattern. See this? If this gets loosened up, that's how it is. And see if you like the way it's coming up, right? So over there, I'm gonna add a seed bead, couple of seed beads, so that this doesn't happen quite often. It keeps on moving. So on the other side of the necklace, I added 3 seed beads right here. That's gonna be my start. So I'm just going to go ahead and make a knot and pull it tight. Oops. Okay, I didn't consider this one right here. Loosen that up. See that? We have some space right there. Make a knot. So either I have to remove this knot, I will come back. So I am loosening this up. Take it out. Okay, make sure this one is nice and tight right next to the pendant or the knot, and I want this to be in the middle. Okay, now that that is secured, now I will do the knot. Put my index finger inside and bring that knot down just like that. Pinch and then pull. So just a little bit of leeway is needed. So that's what it started. And then now I'm gonna add a bigger gemstone. Oops. Okay. See, this knot is going on top of the gemstone, so you need to take into consideration that as well. So in this case, what we can do is we can add an 8 and then the bead, then the 8. That way this won't go on top of the knot, right? Now secure that, use the tweezers, go and hold where you want the knot to be, and then pull the end cord, wiggle and remove the tweezers. The knot will still be loose. So now add it, like push it down, hold the cord, hold the tweezers and push that down. So there we go. That's nice. That part is secure. Now you can continue with this one and then come back to that. So you can also alternate. It's totally up to you how you want to work with. So one and then a knot, take your tweezers, put the tweezers inside the knot and the place where you want it to be. Oops. Okay. And pull that, wiggle open, hold it here, hold this cord and then push that down. One and then two. Such a pretty bead. You can also do hand knotting technique, which I really prefer, so that I don't have to use any tools. Grabbing back and forth is not needed. So that's that. Okay. Now again, this serves as a needle because of the glue that we put. Add beads, knot, add beads, knot. So I'm gonna do that and come up with an asymmetrical pattern here. Let's find out the 6mm goes on top of the knot. It doesn't, so that's a good thing. Only the 8mm bead has a hole big enough to consume the knot. So then I'll have the 4mm gray. Like this I will follow a like random beads but asymmetrical ones, and then come back and show you guys what I got. So I finished stringing this entire necklace, as you guys can see here. So I followed an asymmetrical pattern and I added this tulip bead, which I was thinking that I would do. So here is the pattern, and I also broke the pattern at the end. So let me just so I added the labradorite, 3 seed knot, 3 seed beads, then 2 of these gemstone beads, a knot in between, and then this set right here has seed beads in between and the knot here and here, followed by this gemstone. So this is a pattern, as you guys can see. From here to here is a pattern, 2 gemstones, the glass beads, and the seed beads in between. I used both the seed beads, this amethyst one as well as the silver ones, right? So this is a pattern here. So then I have this, can you see? So 3 seed beads, 4 millimeter, 8 millimeter, 4 millimeter labradorite, and 3 seed beads. And then this pattern continues here, as you guys can see here, right? So this one here, repeat, and then this one is repeated here, and this one is repeated here. Okay, up till here we are good. So on the opposite side, let's see. Here I have 3 seed beads, a knot, a silver seed bead, the 8 millimeter silver seed bead, and a knot. Okay, so this part right here is a pattern, right? I followed small, big, small, small, big, bigger, small, big, bigger. In between I added one of this blue gemstone. So here is a section to break the pattern. So here is a seed bead, the glass seed bead, glass seed bead, and a knot. So I didn't continuously do knots after every other bead. Then I added the tulip bead and a knot, and then 3 of these seed beads and a knot. And then this section is similar to this one. This section is similar to this one, and then this section is similar to this one, and then this section is similar to this one, and so as here. From here I broke the pattern again. So this side, as you guys can see, after this I followed this one from here. No, this one I followed here. So I added 3 beads and I just switched a little bit, this side and this side, as you guys can see. Finally, that's up to you. If you don't want, you can continue that way. And this is the pattern I followed, and I placed the tulip beads here. So I want to add this and this to the pendant. So how can I add these two to the pendant? I like it this way as well, but this is even more prettier, right? So why can't we have multiple? I mean, it can be like this also, so it's fine. So I have here some 24 gauge wire. This is artistic wire, bead landing. It is Michael's brand. So I just take a couple of inches, probably 3 to 4 inches is what I would take. Let me just see how much approximately it is. Yeah, it's 5 inches in total. So that's what I have here. So I'm just gonna add this. Okay, maybe I will add a seed bead in front. Right, so I then add, and okay, so crisscross the wire, then bend this wire and wrap it around the taller wire. Oops, sorry. Once you have a couple of wraps, that's good enough for me. So I'm gonna snip this off right there. Okay, take your pliers, Take your tweezer nose pliers or needle nose pliers and tuck that short tail in, because we don't want it to be very sharp. I was trying to tuck it in, it just opened up. So okay, now that's done. So now what I do is, you can add something on the top. What I want to add is maybe a gray bead. Let's try the labradorite. Actually, I didn't want any beads, so directly adding was what I think will look good in this case. Excuse me. Take my round nose pliers, make a loop. Okay, you can also bend the wire and make a loop. I want to make a loop nice and big enough. Excuse me. Something is in my throat, I guess. Okay, just like that. And then I want to add it here. So hold on to it and take it, and you can wrap it on top of the previous wrap that you have. Okay, I like that, so I'm gonna snip it off at that point. See, I have an inch left, so you can take 4 inches of wire and do this. Now make sure you tuck that tail in. Okay, this is what it is. So now that that is attached, I like it. So I really like the way this looks, and I want to add this here. This has a center hole from the top to the bottom. Again, I'm taking my 24 gauge wire, artistic wire, in stainless steel color. So again, I'm gonna cut about, say, a couple of inches, less than what I needed in that. So I'm gonna take the tip and just roll it. Okay, just like that. See that? One coil, and just press it down. So this is a loop I have in the end. So I'm just gonna add it here. Okay, just like that. Making sure this is okay, just like that. So okay, so here we go. Then if you want, you can add something on top. Let me just think whether to add a silver bead on top. Yeah, that looks kind of good. Maybe one of the labradorite right here. Actually speaking, I don't want that, so just want this. Bend the wire, wrap it around the round nose pliers, wrap it around one more time, so you're doubling. So I want this loop to be bigger. I want this loop to be bigger and I want it to be doubled. So I go through, actually, hold on that for a sec. So I want this to be added here to our ring. Okay, so I want this to go around this ring twice, so I just make that happen. Okay, you have that 2 loops. So now bring this around. Making sure it's nicely wrapped. Okay, I need to tuck this in. It's a messy wrap, but if you want, you can cut it and do it again. It's totally up to you. I'm tucking that short tail in. You can snip it off if you want. So that's what it is so far. And I really like the way this turned out to be, the pendant. Now is the time for us to make this. Okay, let me just measure this. So this is about, say, door to door, about, say, 36 centimeters. 36 centimeters is like 15 inches on each side, about approximately 15 inches, so 30 inches is the total. So what you can do is you can actually I'm just putting it around my head and seeing, putting it around your head, so you don't have to do a sliding knot or some. So what we can do here is we can actually knot this down just like that, a regular knot. Okay, the 2 cords, I'm doing a regular knot. Maybe I will add one more bead here. I added a silver seed bead on both the ends, and I'm going to do is I'm gonna tie an overhand knot. Okay, just the 2 cords, regular overhand knot, and then comes the surgeon's knot. Right over left, go underneath the loop once, it's a long cord, and then one more time. That's a surgeon's knot. See how I'm holding it between my fingers and not letting it, slack. Okay, and slowly tighten that knot right there. Can you see where the knot is? So that's pretty much it. You can stop at that point of time. It will hold. It's not a big deal. But if you want to make this a little bit bulkier, you can, and put a crimp cover on top. You can do that as well, but I think this is good enough. Maybe if I do one more knot in the back, let me try. Just a regular knot. Yeah, that's about it. That's good enough. I'm gonna put some glue on it. GS Hypo Cement or bead stringing glue, any glue will work for this purpose. So just dab a generous amount of glue all over the knot. Let it sit for 24 to 48 hours, and then you can start wearing the necklace. Until then, this has to dry. Let it dry, then I'll come back and show you guys what we got. You can cut this at this point. You don't need, anything in the back, so you can, I'll just cut it like leaving a little bit of gap right now. And my 8 feet cord, I have sufficient left. So I think you need, yep, at least I have so you can do it in 4 feet, this necklace. That's what I think. So because we are tying the knot at the end and not doing a sliding knot or so, 4 feet is more than enough. I'll come back and show you guys the finished one once it's dry.